Hey there, it's Trace here, and today I'm going to go over while loops in Java. To write a while loop, we're just going to type while, and then parentheses for a conditional statement, and then curly braces for the code within. In this video, we're just going to print test. So let's put our system out, print line, and inside of that, we'll just put test. Now for a conditional statement. This can be anything that returns a boolean. The reason it has to return a boolean is because of how the while loop works. The while loop's going to get here, it's going to check for the value of that conditional statement. If it's true, it will execute the code within the loop and then check again. If it's false, and this can be the first time or any time during execution, it will skip all of the code in the loop and move on, and it will not check again. It will move on to the code after the while loop. We can use literal if we use true. That will create a forever loop, and then this code will run forever. It will keep printing tests infinitely. We can see this down here when we execute the program. We cannot use false. Using the false literal will throw an error. It says unreachable code. Now this is not just something in the Eclipse IDE. If we do try and run this, it will throw the compiler, Java compiler, will throw the same error for unreachable code. The reason we can't use this is because it's pointless to have this code within our loop in our program if it's never going to run. When it gets to this loop, it's immediately false. It's never going to not be false because it is the literal. And this code will never run. So effectively you have extra code in your program for no reason. And the compiler doesn't like that. So although we can use the true literal, we cannot use the false literal. More common than actually using a Boolean literal is using some sort of what would you say? I guess you would say expression that evaluates into a Boolean. And usually this expression will have a variable. We can do a really simple one. For example, here we'll have an integer x initialized to 0. And let's say we want to print test 5 times. We'll say as long as x is less than 5, and then it will print. Now, when you're using an expression like this that uses a variable, we have to keep in mind that variable needs to change or we will create a forever loop again. To change a variable, in this case, we'll just do x++, which will increment x by 1 every time that loop runs. Note that x++ is the same as x plus equals 1, and that is also the same as x equals x plus 1, in case that was something you haven't seen before. They all do work the same way. Now if we run this, we'll notice that it executes 5 times. We have test printed 5 times. So let's walk through how this works. X is starting at 0. It goes through. 0 is less than 5, so executes. Prints it, adds 1 to x. X comes in, we get to the end, so it comes back and checks again. Well, now x is 1. Still less than 5. Does it again. It does this until x is equal to 5. Then, when this code is done and x has been set to 5, it comes back up here and it says, well, 5 is not less than 5. And it moves on to the code after this. So as you can see, while loops are very simple, very easy to use, and there are a lot of different applications for while loops within your programs, depending on what you're doing. I hope that this has helped you to learn how to use while loops in Java, and I do hope that you have a great rest of your day.